very briefly. So when I'm referring to Babylon, just for context, I'll be using it as a blanket term for the Sumerians and the Akkadians, including Assyrians and Babylonians. These people dominated Mesopotamia from the beginning of written history. Mesopotamia is a historical region in West Asia, situated within the Tigris-Euphrates river system. In modern days, roughly corresponding to most of Iraq, Kuwait, parts of northern Saudi Arabia, the eastern parts of Syria, southeastern Turkey, and the regions along the Turkish-Syrian and Iraq borders. So I want to read you a quote here now by Werner Keller from The Bible as History. Virtually all pagan practices had their beginnings in the city of Babylon during the time of Nimrod. Ancient traditions show that he rebelled against God and in doing so created a worldwide apostasy. This is from Roderick C. Meredith from Satan's Counterfeit Christianity. Later, the Roman Empire assimilated into its system the gods and religions of other countries over which it ruled. Since Babylon was the source of this paganism, we can easily see how Rome's early religion was a form of Babylonish worship that had developed under different forms and different names in the countries to which it had gone. Not only has the original Babylonian religious system served as the source of all the world's non-Christian religions, but it has also infiltrated and corrupted Christendom to an alarming degree. That final quote was from Babylon Mystery Religion by Walph Woodrow. So let me just go back to the word pantheon. So pantheon means all the gods or people of a religion collectively. So Babylon being the home of all pagan religion, it started with a pantheon of gods, and these pantheon of gods, I believe, like I said before, form Satan's principality spirits, the first and foremost of angels who fell with him from heaven. And he, in his order, had these angels as his right hand men, so to speak, because as we know, Satan cannot be everywhere. He's not omnipotent, he's not omniscient, so he has to delegate authority, and they are second in command. So ancient Mesopotamian religion was the first recorded. Mesopotamians believed that the world was a flat disk surrounded by a huge hold space, and above that, heaven. They also believed that water was everywhere, the top, bottom, sides, and that the universe was born from this enormous sea. In addition, Mesopotamian religion was polytheistic. So the pantheon of these gods that came out of Mesopotamia actually form all the pagan gods we see throughout the ages. So Zeus and Horus and Osiris, and the Hindu triads, Xingmu in China, Ganesh, all of these gods actually find their origin in the original pantheon of gods that were created in Babylon, and as we see them passed down into Greek mythology, Roman mythology, Egyptian religious worship, and all these kind of things, we have to understand this all started in Babylon, and it can all be traced. Mesopotamia came to the fore after the flood, and as we know, if we are believers, that this is where the origin of nations begin, and the dispensation of government starting in Genesis 10. And here we see Babel and Nimrod as its leader. Babylon was the first of what we would now call urban centers or city-states. Until Babylon, most of the human world lived closely in tribal societies composed of several families or clans. Babylon also introduced the centralization of religion instead of a rich tapestry of many different tribal belief systems. All people absorbed into Babylon were indoctrinated into a single religious system. This religion was built on a pyramid structure in which the priests held incredible social sway. The secrets of their religion, often termed mysteries, were reserved for only those priests at the top of the pyramid. All others in the priesthood were carefully chosen and inducted through a series of tests, mostly psychological in nature. So it is the home of modern civilization as we know it, and the home of religion. And this is biblical. If you don't believe the Bible, then this is of no use to you. But if you believe the Bible, then you must believe that, because this is clear and evident in the Bible, from the Tower of Babel. So So how are we programmed? Babylon, a history of mind control. So now I want to take you through how we are programmed, and that this mind control and programming is not an accident. This is a plan and a tactic of Satan, and actually has been enforced from the very beginning, even from Babylon. Before I go into that, I just want to read a quote. So this is a woman called Spali. So everything I say here tonight, please go and research for yourself. I don't want you to just believe me. I want you to go and find out and be led by the Spirit into what is true and what is not true. So this woman was formerly a part of the Illuminati. And she actually gives an interesting history of how it's gone through the ages. I'm just going to read something she said. She said that my children's generation would see this takeover sometime in the 21st century. At present, the Illuminati have quietly and covertly fostered their takeover plan by their goals of infiltration of the media, the banking system, the education system, the government at all levels, the sciences, and the churches, says Swami. Now, the root methods of mind control were born in the ancient mystery sites of Babylon and Egypt. The occult practices of ancient Babylon, Egypt, and Greece did not disappear after the deaths of those empires, but were carried on by secret societies throughout the Middle Ages, including the Rosicrucians and Freemasons. It is hard to say whether or not these societies are directly descended from the mystery school of old, or if simply adapted the same beliefs centuries later. However, the Freemasons themselves declared that they and their practices are directly descended from the religious orders of Babylon and Egypt. Here's a quote from a book about Masonry. This is by Masons. Masonry stands in the tradition that if we may not say that
about 30 to 40 million people that tune in to watch their favorite films being honored for Best Picture, Craftsman, Artistry. We call it the Oscars, and people are obsessed with it. And when you get this little golden statue, you become a star. What's interesting about this is in the Egyptian culture, they also had a little statue that represented the god Ptah. And see, when an Egyptian king died, it was believed that his spirit went into the belt of Orion, and he then became a star. Very interesting that we still follow after Egyptian gods. There's a lot of these different award shows that pop up throughout the year. There's the Grammys, the Emmys. They honor different aspects of the entertainment industry, but they are all one in the same. Now listen to what Jon Stewart and Stephen Colbert call this little image that they give to each other.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here tonight.
Good evening, godless sodomites.
What are you doing?
I'm bringing the truth, John. We're in Hollywood, the belly of the beast.
You can't just read the prompter?
I'm reading the prompter in here. You can read that pablum.
Award show banter is not pablum. Reality television celebrates the human condition. By illuminating what's extraordinary in the ordinary person. We're here to honor achievement in that category.
By giving you a golden idol to worship. Kneel before your God, Babylon!
You see, Stephen Colbert and Jon Stewart know exactly where they stand in this city of Babylon. And it's very interesting, Jim Carrey also echoes the same sentiments at a different award show.
I'm here tonight, as all of us are, to pay tribute to an American icon, an actor, a filmmaker, and truly one of my personal heroes, Mr. Clint Eastwood. I'm also here because the AFI is paying me $20,003, making me the highest paid megalomaniacal boy king in all of Babylon!
When Kathy Griffith was given an Emmy Award, she lets us know exactly who is her god now.
We're going to run the unedited version.
What?
And be warned for you people, you may be offended, maybe. Watch.
Now look, a lot of people come up here and they thank Jesus for this award. I want you to know that no one had less to do with this award than Jesus. He didn't help me a bit. So all I can say is, suck it, Jesus, this award is my God now!
You see, a lot of these celebrities are very aware of the fact that they are treated like gods.
Well, this year, and I'm thankful to the Oscar gods, we have a great crop of films.
You are, of course, nominated this evening. How does it feel being nominated tonight?
Always an incredible honor. The other names of the gentlemen are all gods as far as a category concerned.
It's very interesting when you look up where the word Oscar actually comes from. It's Scandinavian and Old English in its origin, and it means divine strength or divine spear. Divine, of course, means of, from, or like a god, and a spear is a weapon. Is it possible, brothers and sisters, that Satan is using these celebrities and movies as godlike weapons against us? Up until 1999, the Oscars was held at a building called the Shrine, which was founded by William Florence and Walter Fleming, two high-ranking Scottish Rite Freemasons. Hollywood has long been interested in Freemasonry. Gene Autry, John Wayne, Nat King Cole, Duke Ellington, C.C. DeMille, Clark Gable, Walt Disney, Oliver Hardy, you name it, the list goes on. Many celebrities have come out and admitted their connection to Freemasonry. In the book Morals and Dogma, written by Albert Pike, on page 321, Freemasons let us know exactly who their God is. It says, Lucifer, the light bearer, strange and mysterious name given to the spirit of darkness. Lucifer, the son of the morning. It is he who bears the light. And with it, splendors intolerable, blinds feeble, sensual, or selfish souls. Doubt it not. When the movie Life is Beautiful was awarded at the Oscars, the camera quickly pulls back and shows a wide of the stage. When you pause it, you can see elements of Freemasonry built into the very set. If you look at a Masonic tracing board, a tool a Mason uses to teach and educate people involved in Freemasonry how to spot things that are connected to that organization, you can see the checkered floor, you can see the archways, you can see the sun motif in the background. All of these are letting you know exactly who owns this organization. When the Oscars moved from 1999 from the Shriners Building to the Kodak Theater, where it currently resides today, you can still see a lot of these elements of Freemasonry incorporated into the stage. You have the sun motif in the ceiling. You have the checkered flags upon the stage and the arches. Outside of the Kodak Theater, you have the gate to Ishtar, and you have Babylonian gods put on the outside of the gate. The whole area surrounding the Kodak Theater was designed after a 1916 movie called Intolerance, where they recreated the very set that they had for Babylon. They have the same exact elephants. They have the same exact gate of Ishtar. They have the same exact Babylonian gods over the top of the gates. You see, if you go and visit the very home of the Oscars, where they hold it each year, you can see a plaque on the wall that says the Babylonian Court. At the 2016 Oscars for Best Cinematography Award, the camera shows you the stage and you see an unmistakable Tower of Babel embedded into the design. You see, brothers and sisters, they know exactly where they are. While the world is wandering after all of these celebrities, we would do well to heed the very advice from Jesus' lips